Welcome to another episode of the Junkman's Adventures. What follows is some archive footage shot almost 15 years ago. The voice you hear behind the camera is actually my mom. I was in about high school at the time, and it just shows some footage of some of the different vehicles and motorcycles and such that I had and still have today. And you can kind of see what they all looked like back then, and kind of a little bit more about me, the Junkman, and get an idea of what makes me tick. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of this old footage.
Lunch now. Kathy's going to get a ride in John's Jeep. This is one we found up in Kearney, and they've gone through the brakes and the suspension. The seats, Johnny and I recovered the seats. They were all tore up and a mess.
It might be too small.
Kids have a lot of fun in this. It's got a little bikini top for the summertime, and then he's got a full top with doors that he'll be putting on here within the next week or so. This is a Golden Eagle Levi edition. So we had to put Levi's on the tire cover. This is John's 49 Willys-Overland Jeep pickup. He takes to car shows. This was another find. We got it in a little town over here west of us called Orleans. Did the painting. They redid the brakes on it. And the motor, it's a little 4-cylinder. It's got a little whiskey barrel back here, and he keeps some hay bales in here, and he's got some little plastic chickens that he props up in the hay. He's got a hen and a couple baby chicks. It's a little bit dark in here, not sure how this will show out, but he's got a real nice little picture display that he takes, and we reupholstered the seats. It's just like a new pickup. Metropolitan. This is the next thing we're probably going to work on. It needs some work done on the brakes, and the paint has runs in it, so we'd probably like to repaint this. Likes to ride motorcycles. This is a bike that Dan got last week. It's a 74 Yamaha. It's for trials riding. And this is a motocross bike that Dan had gotten back in the 70s. Let's see, back behind this fan. Okay. This is John's motocross bike that he goes out and rides on Sundays. That's one of the displays that John puts with his Jeep. They're ads out of magazines. And this is another one. This shows some before pictures of his Jeep and a little bit of information about it. And was an ad out of a Nebraska farmer, a June 1949 issue. Lots of pictures that Jody made for John. It's got his Jeep and his Fiero, and up in the upper right-hand corner, his Plymouth Valiant that he fixed up, and it's got some of him skiing, just a little bit of all of his interests. Here we have Jody's 79 Volare. Her bumper sticker says, "Are you fast?" because she's a runner. We painted this, and we're going to redo the insides. It has a bench seat, and she wants to put buckets in it, so we've got the material, just not the time yet to do it, but we've repainted this and finished that up. That was her car when she was in high school. Here is Jody's Fiero. It's an 84, has a 4-cylinder in it. It's shedded for the winter. She drives a Jeep Cherokee Chief to school. 4-wheel drive for the snowy roads you might have to negotiate. So this is just kind of, these are summer fun cars. Over here we've got a Jeep Renegade we picked up a few months ago. I think John and Dan want to make a rock climber out of this one. It's a project that's somewhere down the road. We don't have time to mess with it now, but this is a future project. Right next to it, we've got, this is an 86 Fiero, has a 6-cylinder in it. The rear end, the kid wrecked it and landed on a culvert. Bent the frame up, but it looks like it can be straightened out. Everything else about it is pretty straight, doesn't require too much work, so we'll get this going someday too. Lots of projects for our retirement.
Well, I hope you liked this little trip down memory lane. I got a real good kick out of it, and I hope you did too.